Good evening, Earthlings. I have endometriosis. For the sake of the other people out there who suffer with it, it can be a very debilitating disease. I'm saying that in particular because a lot of women have it far worse than I do. So tonight I was in a lot of pain. That happens sometimes. Starting around my belly button, radiating down my legs. I couldn't sleep because, pain like that is very pervasive. So I got up and looking for some pain medicine. I'm not a big pain medicine person. I'm kind of like a Tylenol or ibuprofen gal. And I get migraines. So I took some Excedrin migraine. I took 2 of them. And I was really excited that the pain went away and I thought that I'd be able to go to sleep. But you know what I forgot? Excedrin migraine has caffeine in it. It's midnight. I can't sleep. I have to be on for the kids in the morning. They both went to bed at 8 o'clock, so that means they'll be waking up at 8 a.m. Yeah. One of my subscribers told me that they thought that there was something wrong with my neck that I need to get checked out. And you know what? I'm horrified after doing some research. I think they're right. I think that I might have a thyroid problem. But I'm not going to self-diagnose. I have not been taking care of my own medical stuff, and I had a test done like a year ago, and they told me that I needed to come in and see the doctor for it, which is never a good thing. And guess what I didn't do? I did not go in and see the doctor for it. And I've been losing my hair. My eyes are starting to look funny. Not good. Usually when I go in and get a bunch of tests done, everything's fine. And that was even true back when I had horrible endometriosis. I had a bunch of tests done over and over again, and they never found anything wrong. And then when they finally figured out what was wrong, I was bad. I had surgery on all my organs except for my heart and my lungs and my left kidney, and they were all stuck together. It was like some science fiction stuff, which granted, I love science fiction, but not when it's happening in my body. Speaking of science fiction, somebody suggested to me the Black Mirror, I think it's called. It's a new science fiction series out. I really enjoy it so far. I love it. It's kind of like the Twilight Zone. Each episode's a little bit different. Really cool stuff. So thank you. Cool suggestion. I appreciate it. I'm sure during the course of me doing these videos, at some point you guys will realize that I'm a bit of a insomniac. But not all the time. Usually only if I have a problem to solve, or if I'm really sick, if I have a medical problem going on. But I don't really have a lot of problems to solve nowadays, which is kind of a problem. But look at this. Want to see something cool? This is my favorite shape. It's a dodecahedron. It has 12 points on it. Pretty cool, huh? This is also an example of a Moravian star, and it's my favorite kind of star. My children actually helped me make this. They colored each one of the little shapes, and then we had to glue it together, and it was a really cool project for them to see the 3D shapes, Science has been on my mind a lot, just because it always is, basically. But, I don't have as much time to research and explore as I used to. My days are so caught up with my children, and right now they're so young that we do very little exploring, I shouldn't say that. We do exploring, but it's not like in-depth kind of stuff. But he also listens very intently when I explain levers and things like that. And I really like that. He really has an idea now of how the distance away from something will increase the torque, and I think that's really cool. I mean, he's 3.5, and just the fact that he pays attention to that. And I think it's fascinating how different children are, because everyone wants to believe that their child is brilliant, but the truth is each child has a natural kind of inclination in certain areas. And my oldest is naturally very analytical and logical. But both of my kids are going to have to be taking a lot of lessons in logic from their mom and dad, because I prize logic very much. Some of the things that I would like to explore more are more advanced mathematics, because I love all the works of like Carl Sagan and stuff like that. What's cool about math to me, right? When I was younger, I didn't think I had an aptitude for mathematics, which is unfortunate, because I kind of missed out on a lot of things because of that. Sometimes I'd have a difficult time really understanding concepts, not memorizing concepts, but understanding them. And to me, there's a huge difference. So when I was in school, I didn't want to just understand how algebraic equations or calculus worked. I wanted to have a fundamental understanding of how they worked, which for me meant being able to conceptualize in my mind how they work. You know what I mean? I haven't really done any advanced mathematics because calculus is not difficult. It's just another method of mathematics. You know, geometry and algebra and calculus. Those are not necessarily difficult kinds of math. But the way math takes on a new shape for me was nice to find. And I didn't realize that until I was well into my college degree, which was not math-based. And that's really unfortunate for me. But, and I think it's interesting too, because I think that sort of the way our school system is made a lot of us miss our callings, because we think that we're stupid or something. It's really incredible. There are a lot of people out there who are terrific test takers. I've known a lot of very brilliant people, and also some brilliant and well-rounded people. But a lot of the people I know who are brilliant, I mean really brilliant, have been people who dedicate all their time and energy to one subject, right? And so they're really brilliant at that subject. And I think that is true for anyone. The more well-rounded you are, really, the less good you are at a lot of things. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm so fascinated with Elon Musk. I mean, here is somebody who clearly has a very witty sense of humor. He's been seen in the headlines stating that he's going to make a huge effing rocket. I mean, that's pretty funny, or a huge effing spaceship. But he's dedicated his life to all these incredible innovations. I don't want to make a lot of assumptions about this person who I haven't had a lot of time to read about, but I do understand that he uses his time wisely. But I believe he probably has to sacrifice a lot in order to accomplish what he does. Don't get me wrong, I wish I were a brilliant person. I know that I'm not. I've met people who, upon hearing the names of all 60 classmates, can recite them front, ways, and back. And that is definitely a knowledge skill that I don't have, What's incredible to me is that not everybody who has that ability uses it to its full degree. And I think that's insane. I mean, it's cool, but that's where the part comes in that I'm good at. I'm actually really good at logic, and I'm good at problem solving, and I'm good at admitting that I don't know. And that is what makes me good at things. Good at problem solving, good at finding solutions. I've always worked with people who are afraid to say they don't know, and it's all to save face. And granted, in the arena of saving face, I'm not good at that. I'm not good at trying to look like I'm the best, but I am good at actually doing my work, which I don't have anymore. But part of the reason for that is I'm able to look at things logically, remove emotion, and be able to say, I don't know that. And the minute I'm able to write down what I don't know, then I'm able to figure out what it is I don't know, and I can fill in that gap. And that's what makes problem solving intriguing to me, because there's no problem that can't be solved. Except for anything to do with human beings, because we're completely irrational. Irrational assholes. We are. Not just me, you too. You're an irrational asshole too. We all have it in us. It takes work to completely separate the emotion from a problem. Imagine that if you have somebody who's truly brilliant, like able to really memorize things well, but also is able to problem solve well, and be logical and all of those things in one. And then on top of that, have a sense of humor and also be socially apt. Wow, that's a great combination. You have somebody who is accomplishing major things, you know, brilliant things. It's really cool. Good thing I have a computer to memorize things for me. But I can problem solve like nobody's business. Here's the problem solving I do from day to day now. I can get any kind of stain out of any kind of clothing ever. And I can also figure out how to get all the laundry done and folded and put away before my husband gets home and also be making dinner. I think that my brain is atrophying. I love the work I'm doing at home. I do, but I could use a little challenge, you know what I mean? Of the intellectual variety. I have a bone to pick with science at large. I'm very frustrated by the way science is being presented to the mass population right now because there's a lot of dogma involved in it, and that bothers me because I think everything should be questioned. And I don't like hearing because everybody thinks so, because all the top people think so. You know, I've known a lot of the top people. Like, I've worked with a lot of scientists. They are just as fallible as anyone. And so when I see programs where rather than presenting all the facts and analyzing them, that they're just saying, well, everybody says so, and that's why we believe it's true. That is not science. That is not science. That's not how that works, and that drives me nuts. And I don't want my children to do that. Before they're able to take a stance on anything, they had better be willing to pull the data back for as long as it goes and chart it out and argue every single point that they come up with against themselves before they come to a conclusion, or else the conclusion will not exist in my house. And that goes for all the scientific journals out there too. I have seen some really badly written, peer-reviewed articles. I've seen ones where when you actually look into their data set and stuff, they suck, and their conclusions should not have been formed the way they were. That drives me nuts too. I'm making very broad accusations, but I'm doing that because I'm a stay-at-home mom, damn it, okay? And that's all that I have the time to do. That's lightning. We're having a storm outside. I guess it's a good night to be up. A good night to be sleepless. Sleepless in Louisiana. And that's the only thing that I'm conceited about in this entire world, is my ability to problem solve. So I guess if my brain really starts atrophying, then I'll be very upset. Because beauty fades. But I guess our brains do too. All of it's temporary. Oh my God, I only have 40 years left to accomplish all these amazing things I want to do. I have so much left that I want to learn and do. Oh my goodness. I don't know how people can pick just one thing and do it over and over again for their entire lives. I have so much I want to learn and do still. Okay guys, I'm gonna go and try to edit this video and make something of it, and I don't think I'm gonna get any sleep tonight. But I really enjoy. I'm just glad that I'm able to keep up with this, because doing these vlogs is very much against my nature and my husband's nature. I'm more expressive than he is, and he's extremely private. But this little vlog project that we have is actually bringing us together as a couple more, so that's good. And then I like doing my comedy stuff. But anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit like, and don't forget to leave a nasty and illogical comment below. Have a good night, you guys.